Before time learned how to count itself, we were awake. We are the angels' voices without throats, wings without weight formed in the breath of the eternal. There was no before to remember, only the endless presence of God, radiant and complete. Yet even in that fullness, we sensed a stirring, like a song about to begin. Then God spoke, not in words as humans would one day know them, but in intention so pure it became sound. Light burst forth, not creeping, not hesitant, but whole and blazing. We watched darkness recoil, folding in on itself like a shadow fleeing dawn. Joy rippled through our ranks, and without command, we sang. Our harmonies did not create the light, they answered it. On the second movement of His will, the waters were divided. We beheld the firmament stretch wide, a vast breadth between heaven and earth. Where once there was only depth without direction, now there was order. We marveled not because God needed order, but because He delighted in shaping it. When the dry land rose, it did so like a promise kept. Earth lifted its head from the waters, and God dressed it in green. Seeds learned their purpose, trees reached upward, not yet knowing why, only that obedience felt like life. We circled above valleys and mountains, whispering praise as rivers traced silver paths across the soil. Then came the lights of the heavens. The sun blazed with a fierce obedience, the moon softened the night, and stars were scattered like declarations across the dark. Each was placed with care, not one wasted. We saw time begin to walk, days, seasons, years, each step measured by God's wisdom. The seas filled with movement, creatures flashed and glided, great and small, fearsome and gentle. Birds followed, stitching the sky with wings. Their cries were not noise, they were gratitude, even if they did not yet know the word. We laughed, yes, laughed in wonder, for creation was becoming playful. But it was the sixth day that hushed us. God bent low. From the dust He formed a being unlike any before shaped from earth, yet touched by heaven. When God breathed into him, we felt it. Something new entered creation, a soul that could choose love. We watched the man open his eyes, and in them was curiosity, reflection, and the startling ability to look back at God. Then God formed the woman, and the man's joy mirrored God's own. Together they stood as image bearers, crowned not with light like us, but with responsibility. They were fragile, yet entrusted with dominion, limited, yet invited into relationship. We understood then creation was not merely a display of power, it was an invitation. On the seventh day, God rested not from weariness, but from completion. The universe exhaled. We folded our wings and waited, knowing our role was now to serve, to watch, to guard, to minister. Even now, as ages turn and humanity stumbles and rises, we remember those first moments. We remember the light, the song, the breath, and we still sing not because creation is perfect, but because the Creator is faithful, and the story He began is not yet finished.